Have you ever found yourself wondering why your energy and desire aren't quite the same as they used to be? If you're over 60, you're not alone and there's nothing wrong with you. In fact, many men begin to notice changes in circulation and intimacy that seem to come out of nowhere. But what if these shifts aren't just about age, but also about small habits we've never been taught to question? Today, we're gently exploring a topic that isn't often talked about, but that quietly affects many men in their later years. How certain common habits, especially those related to self-pleasure, might be working against your vitality. You see, after 60, the body has different needs. The way we care for our intimate health should evolve. 2. When these changes go unrecognized, it's easy to fall into routines that unknowingly strain our system, affecting both blood flow and desire. In this video, we'll walk through 4 quiet mistakes that might be holding your body back, and more importantly, how simple awareness can lead to powerful change. Stay with me until the end, because the final insight may just shift the way you approach this part of your life and help you rediscover something you thought was gone for good. Mistake 1. Rushing through masturbation can trigger vascular stress. As we move through life, especially beyond 60, many of our routines deserve a second look, including those we rarely talk about. One quiet but common mistake is rushing through self-pleasure. It may seem harmless, even efficient, but over time, it can take a real toll on your circulatory health. Take Robert, a 67-year-old retired engineer from Ohio. He told his doctor that he often felt more tense after masturbation, not relaxed. His heart would race, and he'd be short of breath. At first, he dismissed it as age, but when they looked deeper, the issue wasn't age. It was speed. He had developed a habit of rushing through the act, which sent his body into a state of vascular panic. According to a review published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine, older adults experience a natural decline in blood vessel flexibility, especially in smaller arteries. When stimulation is too intense and fast, the heart rate spikes, blood vessels constrict, and the body shifts into a mini stress response. It's like suddenly slamming on the gas in a car with worn-out brakes. Over time, this fight-or-flight reaction in the vascular system can reduce sensitivity and impair healthy circulation in intimate areas. And it doesn't stop there. This pattern of quick stimulation can actually rewire your body to expect urgency rather than relaxation. Just like someone who gets used to fast food might find a slow, home-cooked meal unsatisfying, the body starts responding only to hurried, high-intensity signals. This makes real intimacy gentle, emotional, and slower by nature feel underwhelming or even frustrating. One of the most heartbreaking consequences is the growing distance it can create in a relationship. Robert shared that his partner began to feel disconnected, as if they were out of sync. The rushed habit had trained his body in one direction, while emotional intimacy pulled in another. And as Harvard Health Publishing points out, emotional connection is a core part of satisfying intimacy, especially in later years. So what can you do differently? The first step is awareness. Next time you engage in self-pleasure, try slowing down intentionally. Pay attention to your breathing, and let your body guide the rhythm. Treat the moment less like a race and more like a conversation with yourself. The shift might feel unfamiliar at first, but it can gradually help retrain your nervous system to favor calm, responsive pleasure over hurried stimulation. Remember, change doesn't have to be dramatic. Even small adjustments can restore balance to your system and open the door to more satisfying connection with yourself and with your partner. Mistake 2. Holding your breath and tensing your pelvic floor during self-stimulation. As we continue to look deeper into the small habits that quietly affect our health after 60, there's one subtle behavior that's often overlooked: how we breathe and how we hold tension in moments of intimacy. Let's take the story of Dennis, a 70-year-old retired high school teacher from Arizona. Dennis had noticed a decline in sensitivity and arousal over the past year. He assumed it was just part of aging, until a pelvic health specialist asked him a simple question: "Do you hold your breath during intimacy?" Dennis paused. He had never noticed, but when he paid attention, he realized he often did, especially during moments of excitement. He found himself unconsciously clenching his abdominal muscles and tightening his pelvic floor, all while barely breathing. This is more common than you might think. According to research shared by the Cleveland Clinic, deep breathing and muscle relaxation play a direct role in maintaining healthy blood flow, especially in the pelvic region. When breath is held and the pelvic area is tensed, it's like creating a temporary dam in your body's circulation system. At the very moment when blood should be flowing freely, it's being blocked. One of the key players in this process is nitric oxide, a naturally occurring molecule essential for blood vessel dilation and erectile function. A study published in the Journal of Urology highlights how nitric oxide production is closely tied to slow, relaxed breathing. But when you hold your breath, especially during self-stimulation, nitric oxide levels drop. Imagine trying to inflate a balloon while squeezing the nozzle shut. It just doesn't work. Over time, this breath-holding pattern sends mixed messages to your nervous system. What should be a relaxing and pleasurable experience begins to feel strained. The body starts linking arousal with stress. As the brain builds this connection, it becomes harder to feel pleasure unless there's tension. This miswiring can lead to frustration, and in some cases, may contribute to the gradual onset of erectile issues. Not because the body is broken, but because it has forgotten how to relax. For Dennis, becoming aware of his breathing was a turning point. He began practicing slow, diaphragmatic breathing. Inhale deeply through the nose, exhale slowly through the mouth, while intentionally softening his abdomen and pelvic area. Within a few weeks, he reported feeling more sensitivity and presence during intimate moments, and even a stronger emotional connection with his wife. If this sounds familiar, know that you're not alone and it's not too late to make a shift. Simply bringing your attention to your breath during moments of arousal can make a powerful difference. Try placing a hand gently on your belly, feeling it rise and fall as you breathe. Let your body stay open, not braced. These small adjustments may help recondition your nervous system to associate pleasure with calm, not stress. Sometimes, the simplest changes like learning to breathe again can quietly unlock what's been missing. Mistake 3. Not giving your body time to recover. It's easy to believe that regular self-pleasure is always healthy, but after 60 or so, the body needs more time to rest and recharge. Daily stimulation without enough recovery can quietly wear down your system, both physically and emotionally. Take Mr. Allen, a 70-year-old from California. He got into the habit of daily self-stimulation, thinking it kept him active. But over time, he noticed a drop in sensitivity and interest, not just in solo activity, but in real intimacy too. It wasn't about age. It was about not giving his body space to recover. Here's why this matters. When you don't rest between sessions, your nitric oxide levels, important for healthy blood flow, stay low. Dopamine, the brain's feel-good chemical, also drops. This makes it harder to enjoy simple pleasure unless the stimulation becomes stronger or more frequent. It's a cycle that can leave you feeling less connected, both to yourself and your partner. According to Harvard Health, recovery time becomes more important as we age. Hormones, neurotransmitters, and tissues all need space to rebuild. Without that, even something meant to bring joy can start to feel dull or draining. If this sounds familiar, try a small change. Add a day or two of rest between sessions. Many men find that just a short break brings back feeling, energy, and emotional connection. Mistake 4. Overexposure to porn can rewire your brain's natural response. As we age, our brains become more sensitive to how we receive and process stimulation. One area where this becomes especially important is how we interact with modern pornography. While it may seem like a harmless escape, frequent use, especially after 60, can gradually change how the brain responds to real-world intimacy. Let's look at Henry, a 68-year-old retired contractor from Florida. After losing his spouse, Henry began watching adult videos more often. At first, it felt like a normal way to cope with loneliness. But over time, he noticed something was off. He felt emotionally distant, even when holding hands or hugging someone. The small things that used to bring warmth, like touch, scent, and closeness, barely registered anymore. Science helps explain this. According to Psychology Today and studies published in the Journal of Behavioral Addictions, the adult content industry designs material to be highly stimulating, far more than what the brain naturally expects. For older adults, who may already have a slower neurological response, this constant exposure can overwhelm the system. When the brain is flooded with intense imagery, it starts to reset its pleasure baseline. This means what once felt satisfying in a real relationship, gentle touch, emotional bonding, may now feel flat or unexciting. Over time, sensitivity decreases, and the brain begins craving only exaggerated stimuli to feel anything at all. Dopamine plays a key role here. It's the neurotransmitter that helps us feel pleasure and motivation. But when dopamine is triggered too often by artificial sources, it becomes dysregulated. You may find yourself needing more and more stimulation just to get the same effect and less enjoyment from real-life experiences. As Harvard Health points out, this can lead to a feedback loop where screen-based stimulation replaces real connection. For Henry, the turning point came when he went a week without watching videos. He started noticing small changes. Warmth returned to his chest during a conversation. A hug felt meaningful again. And real desire slowly crept back in. If you've experienced something similar, you're not alone. And this doesn't mean giving up pleasure. It's about creating balance. Consider reducing how often you view this content. Even small breaks can help the brain reset. Some men find that after just a few weeks, real intimacy starts to feel alive again. At its core, intimacy is not just about visuals, it's about presence, connection, and feeling, and those things, when given space to grow, can be even more rewarding than anything on a screen. Restoring vitality. How to rewire your body and reconnect with pleasure. Once we understand what's been holding us back, the path forward becomes much clearer. The good news is, your body has a natural ability to recover, especially when given time, patience, and the right kind of attention. That was the case for Martin, a 66-year-old jazz musician from New Orleans. After years of rushing through stimulation and relying on visual content, he felt disconnected and frustrated. But instead of giving up, he decided to slow down. He began treating self-pleasure not as a race, but as a time to reconnect with his body, focusing on breathing, sensation, and being fully present. Experts at Mayo Clinic have long emphasized the role of slow, mindful breathing in reducing stress and improving circulation. When you breathe deeply through your nose and exhale slowly through your mouth, your body increases nitric oxide, a key molecule that supports blood flow and relaxation. It also helps calm the nervous system, creating the conditions for real pleasure to return. Martin also started spacing out his sessions, giving himself a few days of rest between each one. Over time, he noticed something powerful. Not only did sensitivity begin to return, but his desire felt more natural and steady. And as he cut back on adult videos, he began to feel more emotionally engaged in his own experience and in his relationship with his new partner. This kind of recovery isn't about restriction. It's about giving your brain and body space to reset. Studies from the American Journal of Geriatric Psychiatry have shown that even simple lifestyle changes like improved breathing, reduced overstimulation, and regular recovery can positively affect mood, intimacy, and physical responsiveness in older adults. Many men report that after just a few weeks of this gentler, more conscious approach, they feel more like themselves again, more alive, more connected, more at ease. And when that happens, real intimacy feels not only possible but deeply fulfilling. Sometimes, all it takes is a slower rhythm to help you rediscover everything that matters most. Real change begins with awareness. Simply recognizing the patterns that may no longer serve you is already a powerful step. From there, gentle adjustments, slowing down, breathing with intention, allowing your body to rest can open the door to a more vibrant and connected experience of intimacy. No matter your age, it's never too late to reconnect with pleasure, to feel more present, and to reclaim a part of yourself that may have felt out of reach. So why not start tomorrow with small, mindful actions? You may be surprised at what begins to shift, and if you ever feel unsure, don't hesitate to speak with your doctor. They're there to support you on your journey. If you're still watching and found this helpful, drop a simple 0 or 1 in the comments so I know you're with me. And if this message resonated with you, please like this video, share it with someone who may need it, and subscribe for more thoughtful insights in the weeks ahead.